Happy morning, dear students. The organization of good quality special care neonatal unit is essential for reducing the neonatal mortality and improving the quality of life. Hi, this is Jansi Rani. Today we are going to discuss about organization of neonatal intensive care unit. Introduction. NICU, Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, is a very specialized unit where critically ill neonates are cared to reduce the neonatal morbidity and mortality. The admission to neonatal special care unit or intensive care unit has some criteria. If the child is neonate in the critical condition, the neonate needs the care of intensive care unit, mostly from the labor wards, operation theatres, and hospital or any other referrals. They will be sent to the neonatal intensive care unit. Neonatal intensive care unit is specialized in the care of ill or premature newborn infants. A NSU is typically directed by one or more neonatologists and staff nurses, nurse practitioners, pharmacists, physicians, assistants, resident physicians, and respiratory therapists. These are the members should be work in the neonatal intensive care unit. Many other ancillary disciplines and specialists are available at larger units. This is about the introduction of NICU. Next, what are the criteria for admission into the neonatal intensive care unit? If any newborn or neonate have low birth weight, that is less than 2000 grams, those children are referred for the NICU care. And large babies who are having more than 4 kgs or 4 kgs weight, those babies are also need for NICU care. And next, birth asphyxia, those children whose Apgar score is less than or equal 6. That time also those babies are referred to the NICUs. And meconium aspiration syndrome, severe jaundice, infant of diabetic mother, neonatal sepsis, that is or meningitis, neonatal convulsions, and severe congenital malformations. Some children is suffered with the congenital malformations like a cleft lip, cleft palate, and GI tract disturbances and tracheoesophageal fistulas. Those severe congenital malformation children also is referred to the NICUs. And cyanotic congenital heart diseases, those children also referred to the NICUs. And who those children is needed for the oxygen therapy and parenteral nutrition other than the oral, that is called as parenteral nutrition. Those babies also is kept in the NICU. And immediately after surgery and cardiological investigations, those children are also kept in the NICU. And cardiorespiratory monitoring, if heart rate unstable, those children also should be kept in the NICU. And children who need the exchange transmission, for example, severe bilirubin levels is increased, that is severe jaundice is there, those children are needed for the exchange transmission. That babies also kept in the NICUs. And sometimes PROM, premature rupture of membranes, and then foul smell liquor also is there. That time those mothers, those babies who mother is delivered, those babies also is kept in the NICU. Okay, premature rupture of membranes, or if those mothers amniotic fluid liquor is having some foul smell, it indicates that some infections, neonatal infections is there. So those babies also kept in the NICUs. And mother of hepatitis B carrier and injured neonate. Okay, these babies should be kept in the NICUs. And intensive care needs highly trained personnels, including the intensive care specialist, trained nurses and techniques, sophisticated equipment for the monitoring and maintaining of vital functions, and the availability of continuous support are essential in the intensive care. Okay, this is about the criteria for the intensive care unit. And what are the aims and goals of NICU? We will discuss one by one. What are the aims? First one is to improve the condition of critically ill neonates to reduce the mortality and then morbidity. And next goal or aim is to provide continuing in-service training to medical and nursing personnels in the care of the newborns. Here, the so many advanced technologies is there, it is appeared, because nurses also is doing continue nursing education and they are maintaining evidence based practices. So CNE is very very important for maintaining of these specialized care units, that is intensive care units. And next one is to maintain the functions of pulmonary, cardiovascular, renal and nervous system of the newborns. Okay, that also one of the goal to maintaining of the NICUs. And next one is to monitor the heart rate, temperature, blood pressure, CVP and blood by non-invasive techniques. Those investigation purpose for maintaining the vitals, that time also those babies is needed for the NICU. To measure the oxygen concentration of the blood is by the oxygen analyzers. Okay, this is about aim. And next aim is to check and observe alarm system signals to find out the changes beyond certain fixed limits set on the monitors. Okay, and next aim is to administer precise amount of fluid and minute qualities of drugs through the IV infusion pumps. Okay, should be maintaining in the NICU. These are the aims and goals of the NICU. Next one is preparation of NICU. How we will prepare for NICU setup. If any newborn is our congenital malformations, or if any child is needed for the care in the NICU, what is the preparation for the NICU? Means here warm, how we, because immediate birth after the delivery baby is unable to maintain the thermoregulation, they need proper warmth, so you should maintain the warmth. How for it how many degrees you should maintain means 33 to 36 degrees centigrade incubator should be maintained, and adequate light source also is needed, and resuscitation and treatment trolley stock should be maintained, and you should maintain the history, continuation sheets, treatment, diet sheets, problem list and flowchart lists. These are the forms you should be maintained in the NICU. And next one is oxygen, air and suction apparatus, oxygen line connected to oxygen airflow meters, suction, complete suction unit tubing and various sizes of suction catheters, and ventilation bag and mask of the appropriate sizes you should maintain. And vital sign monitors means you should maintain the temperature, pulse, respiration and everything, and BP and specific equipment as indicated by the diagnosis. Okay, these are the preparation. These should be you must be prepared for NICU. Okay, and next one is the administration procedure in NICU. How you will admit the, if any newborn, before admitting the NICU you should follow some criteria or some rules you should be maintained. All babies admitted to the neonatal unit should have the following data recorded carefully within 24 hours of admission. These you should be, whatever data is there I will explain. These you should be maintained within 24 hours. Okay, if any baby is admitted. First one is history and examination. Okay, you should take history of maternal history, parental history, previous obstetrical history, details of present pregnancy, labor, delivery and APGAR score. These history should be maintained. Why? It indicates that history is very very important for giving of the care to that babies. For example, if any child is suffering with the congenital malformations, or chromosomal abnormalities. How we will treat according to that means you should follow according to maternal history or parental history or previous obstetrical history or delivery, during delivery. You should based on according to the history and examination. Okay. And next one is on admission, what you should maintain, what you has to check everything for the baby means on admission notify the doctor and nurse in charges. What they has to maintain, notify means resuscitate infant as necessary and maintain label. Okay, if any resuscitation is needed, okay, those babies is needed for the resuscitation, so you should be prepared for the label. Okay, these babies are needed for the resuscitation whenever they need. Okay, that is you should maintain the labels and quickly examine the infant for head to toe for obvious abnormalities if the conditions is permitted. For example, whenever we are observing, because these babies are immediately they received from the labor rooms, in labor room they doesn't identify clearly whatever the congenital malformations is there. For example, if the child is having congenital heart diseases, they did not identify at the initial stage, but the baby is with you in the NSU, so you has to you have to check about from head to foot and any congenital malformations of heart diseases or some respiratory problems like tracheoesophageal fistulas and everything. If any congenital malformation externally visible, for example omphaloceal or laryngomyelocele or cleft lip or cleft palate, if you are easily identify those conditions. But whenever the child is suffering with the congenital malformations of heart diseases and tracheoesophageal fistula or GI disturbances, that time we can't recognize. Slowly you has to recognize and everything. And next one is record weight, length, head circumference and everything, that is anthropometric measurements you should maintain and transfer to the warm environment. This is these are the steps you should follow on admission. First you have to check the history, and B, that is on admission you should follow some criteria, some steps you should be followed. And next one is commonest observations are what you should maintain. Commonest observations, for example, you have to check the vitals, that is the temperature, heart rate, respiration, color, activity and everything you should have to check, because some babies who are having Apgar score is less than 5 or 4, those children are very flazy, they unable to move, they are unable to take proper respirations. That times we can't parents, they doesn't know whether that baby is live or not. Before, whenever you are taking admission into the NICU, you should maintain properly, that is their vitals, baby, whether that baby is viable or not. Okay, whether that baby is having proper heart rate or respiration or temperature, everything you should maintain. And next one is explain to the parents. Okay, this is the about heart rate, this is about the respiration status, about the baby and everything you has to explain to that parents and hand over from the transferring unit to staff. Okay, after who are the transfer that baby from labor room to NSU means some medical personnel is there. So before checking of vitals and everything, you has to taken over the baby. Okay, that is very very important. Whenever you are receiving the baby from labor room or from the referral unit to in your NSU. Okay, and next one is record keeping. Okay, first one is what it is their physical examination. Second one is on admission, you should follow some steps. And third one is record keeping. Record keeping means you should maintain the birth history done in the labor ward. How far they return birth history. For example, it is that baby is primary baby or multi-gravid mother baby, or any mother is having previous obstetrical history, or any PROM conditions, or mother is suffering with any PAH conditions. So many history is there. So birth history is needed, very very important. That is whether it is cesarean section or whether it is forceps delivery or whether it is normal delivery or PROM or baby is suffering with the asphyxia, everything you should note down by under the history, birth history of the baby. Okay, and next one is history. ward history contains what you should maintain ward history. Okay, here the ward history is, that is APGAR score and examination of newborn infant sheet. Okay, already this APGAR score class is over, just you go through that class. Here the APGAR score examination of newborn infant sheet you should maintain. Okay, first initial stage, how much the APGAR score. For example, initial stage, here the all problematic babies only kept in the NICU. So here the those APGAR score is below 6. Okay, initial, immediate after delivery, how far the APGAR score is there. For example, 6 is there. After that, how far it is increased or decreased, everything you should maintain. And neonatal weight and feed sheet and progress sheet, everything you should maintain. Feed sheet means immediate after birth the baby is having, it indicates that baby is taking a normal feed, means it indicates that normal reflexes, sucking and swallowing is there. Okay, there is no regurgitation is there, so it indicates that baby is not having some tracheoesophageal fistulas or whatever it may be. Okay, GI tract disturbances, it is not there, you have to prove in that. Okay, and then progress sheet also you should be maintained. Complete history contains what you have to maintain. What is the complete history of the baby? Means patient registration form, progress sheet, intrauterine growth chart, oxygen flow sheet, fluid balance sheet, and you should maintain these complete history sheets. Okay, this is about the history, that is about what history contains. First of all, you should maintain the APGAR, that is very very important, and then neonatal weight sheet and feed sheet and progress sheet, everything you have to maintain. This is about the recording. Okay, and after that, life threatening conditions which required NICU. What are the conditions baby, which condition baby is needed for the NICU? First, labor room nurse has to decide that whether that baby is needed for the NICU treatment or not. Okay, nurse has to know about, labor room nurse has to know about all those things. Okay, what are the life threatening conditions which required NICU? Means I will tell one by one. First one is, if child is having apnea, birth with baby with respiratory distress, birth asphyxia, convulsions, low birth weight babies, that is less than 1500 grams or 2000 grams, and neonatal jaundice required, those babies are required exchange transmission, sepsis and meningitis, those babies is needed for the NICU treatment. First neonatal, first labor room nurse has to recognize everything. Okay, and next one is how to make rounds with the consent in NICU, consultant in NICU, along with nurse and physician has to maintain the rounds, NICU rounds. The nurse should have the follow recordings and reportings while rounds with the consultant. Okay, here the physician, neonatologist and everybody is there in the NICU for treating the neonatal intensive care unit babies, and here the nurse has to follow for maintaining of recording and then reporting. Okay, first what are the steps the nurse has to follow? Means first it is an examine and evaluate the assigned patient each day. Okay, after receiving of baby who are in the NICU unit, every day you should examine the baby, how far the weight is gain or not. Okay, whether that baby is having maintain normal reflexes, whether that baby is taking normal feedings, and everything you had to examine, and then assign, you should maintain in that assigned sheets each day. And then B, that is recording. Here the progress notes, how far the baby's progress is there, whether that baby is improved or not, everything you should maintain. It should reflect the present status of the infant and new or ongoing problems, whether that baby is recovered. Okay, that baby is taking feedings. Okay, that time what happened, automatically you support that baby and then maintain the normal without IV fluid or parenteral nutrition, you should start with the breastfeeding. Okay, after that, that baby is maintaining a warmth, you should maintain the Kangara Madriga. So one by one step, it is according to progress sheet you should maintain. And next one is problem sheet, a complete problem list is kept at the front of the prognosis state nodes. Here each baby is kept in the warmers or incubators. In front of that, what are the problems is that baby is having? For example, that baby is needed resuscitation, that baby BP is automatically it is fall down, that baby is having bilirubin levels is increased, everything. If any deviating problems is there, automatically you should maintain in front of the problem list. And next one is the general status of the baby, whether that baby general status, how far it is, whether it is better, worse, or no change, everything you should write in that baby warmer. Okay, where the baby is kept under the warmer, everything you should maintain. Whether that baby is better than previous day means okay, it is better. That baby today is worse for the previous day means okay, you should write about the baby condition or baby status is worse. And no change is there means you should write no change. And but pertinent physical findings, everything you should maintain. Okay, these are the general status general status, everything you should maintain. Okay, and next one is you had to check about the nutrition, how you are maintaining the nutrition means weight changes, change appropriate, inappropriate, everything you have to maintain. And next one is caloric status, everything here you have to maintain the caloric status and sources, how you have to maintain, whether breastfeeding is needed or express breastfeeding is needed, you should maintain. And next one is plan of nutrition, how that baby is not having sucking and swallowing reflex, you should follow the parental nutrition. Okay, otherwise you should administer the IV 25% dextrose for that baby to maintaining of the nutrition. And next one is the respiratory problems. Here you have to check about whether that baby is having whether any respiratory problems like present status, pertaining physical findings, laboratory findings. Okay, that baby is not having any problems, but whenever you are checking the some laboratory investigations, for example x-ray, the lungs is immature, baby is not maintaining properly without administering the oxygen, so it also is needed. And next one is infections. If suspected or present pertaining findings is there infections, for example if mother is having severe fever before the delivery, if mother is having PROM, if the mother is having hepatitis B history, that time those babies should be suspected. Okay, or presently you have to suspect those patients. And cultural results you should be maintained. Okay, after delivery you should check about the culture results. And plan for therapy, for example how long antibiotic treatment is planned. Okay, here any infections is there, you should maintain the antibiotic, no, here how far that baby is needed for how long antibiotics is needed, everything has to maintain according to the weight of the baby and then gestational age of the baby. Okay, that is about the infections. And next one is apnea, number and severity of apneas, how many times this apnea will occur that baby, and whether the bradycardia is there, everything you should write. And then you should maintain the treatment, what type of treatment doctors is advised. Caffeine or theophylline levels, everything you have to maintain in the apneic conditions. And next one is cardiovascular conditions. Here you have to check about the physical findings, that and blood pressure, results of test examples, check about the echocardiogram, and treatment plans you should be maintained for the cardiovascular problems whether baby is having. And next one is find and fluid and electrolytes. Here you should maintain the intake and output chart. Okay, according to how far the baby is taking intake of fluids, whether how far the output is there, everything you have to maintain. Whether intake is good, output is not there means you have to suspect that some retention is there. And problems and plan, everything you have to write notes and recording. And next one is metabolic, the glucose, calcium, phosphorus balances you should be maintained, that is means the electrolytes you have to maintain, assess and plan, everything you have to assess, whether any deficit is there you should administer the plan for go for administration for that minerals. Okay, and next one is neurological. Here the problems and changes, medications, plans, whether child is having seizures, medications, blood levels, ECG results, everything you have to maintain in the neurological, under the neurological. Okay, next one is hematological conditions, whether the child is having anemia, coagulopathy, neuropnea, and if it is there, transfusion and plans you should be planned for that baby. Okay, whether any blood transfusion is needed or any in treatment plans is needed, everything you have to write. And hepatic, renal problems and eye, everything you have to maintain. And finally you should maintain the discharges whenever you are discharging that baby. Okay, you have to summarize the condition, whether at the first stage, initial stage, how much the baby condition, and whenever the discharge time, how far the baby condition is there, everything you have to summarize in that. And transfer summarizes must be done prior to discharge of the patient or the baby. Okay, this is about the discharge. All of you clear? What are the steps we discussed now? Whenever we are making rounds, you should follow all those things. First one is examine and then record keeping. Under the record keeping, you should maintain the progress notes, problem list, general status, nutrition, respiratory problems, infections, apnea, cardiovascular conditions, fluid and electrolytes, metabolic, neurological conditions, hematological, hepatic, renal problems, eyes, discharge plan. Everything you have to maintain whenever you are maintaining the rounds in the NICU. Okay, and next one is equipment available in NICU. What are the equipment is available in NICU means, first one is a radiant warmer, next double surface phototherapy, single surface phototherapy, ventilators, pulse oximeters, syringe infusion pumps, billimeters. Billimeters means here we are checking about the bilirubin levels, that is called as transcutaneous bilirubin levels. Mostly it is used for assessing of the bilirubin level in the body. For example, if the baby is having severe jaundice, transcutaneous means they won't take any blood sample for that baby, just it is one mission to keep the baby skin over the transcutaneous. They are assessing for the bilirubin levels in the body. And NIBP with the SbO2 monitors. NIBP means non-invasive blood pressure monitors. It is having with the monitoring the saturation levels. Okay, that also is needed in the NICU. And FiO2 monitor. FiO2 monitor means a fraction of inspired oxygens. Here the normal range it is there, that is 0 to 21% normal range is there for maintaining of FiO2 monitors. And central O2 air suction supply, multi-para monitors also is needed. And NeoPuff T-piece resuscitation is there. Here the one pipe it is there, here that name it is called as NeoPipe T-piece resuscitation. Okay, it is used whenever we are doing the endotracheal tube, or whenever we are giving the bang and mask ventilation, that time it is used. Okay, these are needed for the equipment available in the NICU. And next one is echocardiography and CPAP, continuous positive airway pressure, that also is used in the NICU. Bedside USG, ultrasonography, breast pump, endoscopy, bedside x-rays, laminar flow and glucometer, electronic weighing machine. These are the equipment is needed for in the NICU. Okay, first one is radiant warmer, double surface phototherapy, single surface phototherapy, ventilators, pulse oximeters, syringe pumps, billimeters, NIBP with SbO2 monitors, FiO2 monitors, central O2 suction, everything is needed in the NICU. Echocardiography, ultrasonography, breast pumps, endoscopies, bedside x-rays, everything is needed. Okay, next one is facilities in the NICU. What are the facilities is required for the NICU? That is physical facilities. The neonatologist and the nurse in charge must have involved while planning the unit. The intensive care area should be localized preferably next to the labor ward and delivery room. Through both the areas are must have separate and adequate staff, and single administrative control should be there for the physical facility of the NICU. And temperature of the unit, how you have to maintain the temperature of the unit means, in the case of controlling the environmental temperature, the NICU should not be located on the top floor, but there must be adequate sunlight for the illumination, and the unit must have 5-degree or ventilation for fresh air through central air conditions is must. The temperature inside the unit should be maintained at 28 plus 2 degrees centigrades, while the humidity must be above the 50% is needed. And next, coming to the shifting. Okay, in case unit is responsible for picking up babies referred from the regional hospital should be within the easy access of the ambulance is needed whenever we are referring the case for one unit to another unit. Okay, ambulance should be needed. And next one is physical setup, that is size. The NICU can be a single area or it can be in multiple rooms with a capacity of 2 to 4 infants in each, and bed strength of NICU. Generally, one intensive care bed required for 100 deliveries, provided the prematurity ratio is around 8%. Hence, population of 1 million. Okay, a NICU have not less than 6 beds is needed. Okay, minimum one NICU is having minimum bed strength is 6 to 8 bed strength. Okay, next one is aspects of NICU, neonatal intensive care unit. The two main important aspects in NICU is there. First one is physical setup, second one is administrative setup. Okay, physical setup means everything you have to maintain, and next one is administrative setup. And next, the levels of NICU. Here the levels of NICU means here it is having 3 levels. First one is if mild cases should be kept in the first level, if some moderate cases of babies, some related problems, that time you should be keep the baby under the second level. If critical condition babies, for example those babies is needed for the resuscitation, that time you should be keep in the baby in the third level area. Okay, here total how many levels is there? 3 levels. First level, second level, third level. First level automatically you should be keep the mild cases. Okay, second level moderate cases, third level is critical cases conditions you should be kept in NICU. And next one is physical setup, the space between the patient. For the patient care, 100 square feet is required for each baby. There should be a gap of about 6 feet between two incubators. One incubator to another incubator, you should be maintained the 6 feet gap for adequate circulation and keep essential life-saving equipment. You have to keep for if that baby is needed for the resuscitation, if that baby is needed for the car therapy, that time some equipment you have to place in between the one warmer to another warmer. So in between that you should maintain the 6 feet gap, and space needed about 120 square feet is needed. Okay, and next one is each patient station should have 12 to 16 central voltage stabilizer electronic outlet should be needed for the physical setup of that, and 2 to 3 oxygen outlets, 2 compressed air outlets, 2 to 3 suction outlets. In additional, power plug point would be required for the portable X-ray machine close to the patient care area. Here the X-ray, nowadays X-ray machines is portable and it is mobilizing, no? So plug points also is needed for the extra plug points also is needed for maintaining that physical setup. And water, hand washing, for that the water is required. Unit must have an uninterrupted clean water supply, and each patient care area must have a wash basin with floor or elbow operating taps should be maintaining. Here the elbow taps, nowadays elbow operating taps only using in the NICU. Neat wash basin, placing paper towels should be maintained. The unit should be equipped with the laminar air flow system should be maintained. Well, this is about the water. And then color of the NICU. The walls of the whole unit should be washable and have a white or a slightly off-white color of for better color appropriate of neonates. Here nowadays this color of the walls is always they are using white color only to maintain easily accessible for that. And next one is lighting. The lighting arrangement should provide uniform shadow free illumination of 100-foot candles at the baby levels is maintained, and spotlight should be available for any procedures. If any cord clamping or cord catheterization or if any cannulation, anything they are doing any procedure, that time the spotlights they are using. A generator backup is mandatory where there are frequent power fluctuations is there, no, that time they has to maintain this backup mandatory is needed. Generator backup is needed. Okay. And next one is sound. The intensity of noise is kept well below 75 decibels. The unit should have an intercom and direct outside telephone line is needed. Okay, that is about the sounds and rooms. Next, apart from the patient care area including room for isolation and procedure, there is needed for space for the certain essential functions like room for the rubbing and then gowning near the entrance. It should be that room should be there in the entrance. And then a side laboratory, one side the laboratory is needed, and mother rooms they are the kangaroo mother care and everything, feeding everything they are maintaining. Adequate storage for keeping consumable and non-consumable articles, that rooms also is needed. A room for keeping x-ray and ultrasound machines. 1 or 2 rooms each would be needed for the doctors and nurses on the day and the night duties. These are the rooms should be maintained in the NICU. And next one is ventilation. Minimum of 6 air changes is needed. 2 air changes should be outside for filtering the inner air is needed. It is essential to reduce nosocomial infections. Okay, this is about the ventilation, means cross ventilation, and 6 air changes is needed. And next one is ventilated air. A simple method to achieve satisfactory ventilation consists of provision of exhaust fans in a reverse direction near the ceiling for input for fresh uncontaminated air fixation of the exhausted fans. In the that room the exhausted fans is needed for contaminated air should be kept outside. Okay, those it is needed for ventilated air. And next one is infection control measures. Here the how we will maintain the infection control measures means hand washing facilities. Each room should have separate wash basins and facilities for children. Sinks are regularly cleansed by the disinfectant. That is those antiseptic lotions, everything we should maintain to prevention of infection control measures. Okay, that is about. And next one is administrative setup. What is administrative setup? Here the medical staff is there. The unit should be headed by the doctor who is full-time neonatologist with a special qualification and training in neonatal medicine. He should be responsible for maintenance of standards of patient care. Okay, that is medical staff. He developed for the operating of budgeting, equipment evaluation and purchases, planning and development of educational programs, evaluation of effectiveness of perinatal care in the area. He should devote time to patient care services, research and teaching, as well as coordinate with the level 1 and level 2 hospital in the area. Okay, these are the functions about the medical staff. And next one is staff requirement. Here the neonatal physician for 6 to 12 patients in the continuing care is needed. Intermittent care for the intensive care also is needed. He should be available on 24 hours basis for consultation. A ratio of one physician in training to every 4 to 5 patients who require intensive care, ideal round to the clock. Services of the other specialists like microbiologist, hematologist, radiologist, cardiologist should be available on call only. Whenever we are calling, their needs is need required, immediately should maintain on call duties for them. An anesthetist capable of administering the anesthesia to that neonates. Pediatric surgeon and pediatric pathologist should be available. And next one is nurse ratio. Here the nurse and baby ratio. The nurse patient ratio is 1:1 maintained throughout the day and then night. If day short time is there, so we have to maintain 1:2 means that is not required for that in NICU. But the ratio is 1:1 ratio. Okay. In additional head nurse is available. In additional to Level 2 care, territory care requires dedicated, committed, and trained staff of the high quality members. Their training must include in handling minimum of 3 years work experience in special care unit to having 3 months hands on the training in intensive neonatal care unit is needed. Okay. Other staffs who is required for the NSU means there are special needed for the motivated staff to give counseling for the baby if for the parents means some parents is needed for the genetic counseling, some patients is needed for the counseling of their baby's conditions, everything motivated staff is needed for that. Special attention must also be made to train the educated others persons for their role in the patient care. And next one is sweeper at the round the clock, laboratory technicians, public health nurse, social worker, respiratory therapist, biomedical engineers, ward clerks is needed, other staff that is. And next one is equipment is required for any neonatal ICU and the quantity required for 6 patient beds. Okay, what are the equipment is needed for if you are running NICU for 6 beds means resuscitation set is 6, open care system that is 4, incubators is 2, infusion pumps 12 is needed, positive pressure ventilators 6 is needed, O2 hoods, O2 analyzers is 6, heart rate apnea monitors without scope 6 is needed, phototherapy unit 6, electronic weighing scale 12 is needed, pulse oximetry is 6 is needed, transcutaneous PO2 and PCO2 monitors that is 2 to 3 is needed, non-invasive BP monitors 1 to 2 is needed, invasive BP monitors 1 to 2, ECG monitors without defibrillator that is 1 is needed, intracranial pressure monitor 1 is needed. Okay, those equipment is needed for the 6 bedded NICU. Next, disposable articles is required for the NICU, that is IV catheters, IV sets, bacterial filters, feeding tubes, endotracheal tubes, suction catheters, 3-way adapters, umbilical, arterial and venous catheters, syringes, needles, ventilator tubings, trocar and cannulas, pressure transducers for invasive blood pressures. Okay, these are the disposable articles is needed. And documentation in the NICU. There should be a printed problem oriented stationery for maintaining of records. Admission and discharge slides is needed. Record of all admission should be maintained in register or on a computer. It is needed, that is for the documentation. The information should be analyzed and discussed at least once a month to improve in providing the services. Here once a month how many babies is recovered, how many deaths is there, how many babies is needed more care, they has to maintain the meetings and then plan for the care. how to provide for proper care for that babies. And next one is educational programs at the NICU. Should maintain the educational programs, like demonstration groups also is there, you should dedicate and everything. And this should cover improve the issues like resuscitation, sterilization to maintain for the critically ill babies, putting the arterial catheters, conducting the exchange transfusion, maintenance of ventilators, and everything. Educational programs is needed for the staff who are doing procedures in the NICU. Okay. Next one is conclusion. As a pediatric nurse, she should be aware of conditions that require intensive care services, equipment needed in the NICU, design and layout, physical facilities of the intensive care, and provide care at all healthcare settings. Okay, this is about the NICU. I hope everybody is understand today's class. If you had doubts, write in comment box.